Hi everyone, Davi here from at We Light Beans and at figure.8.energy on Instagram. And I'm feeling solemn, you know. On one level, I'm feeling peace and ease, and on another level, I'm just feeling like a layer of sadness. And then my guides, I've been speaking to them and they keep telling me patience and reassuring me, and I have enough things in my life to keep me active and busy, and so I choose not to dwell too much on the things that I cannot control, and to trust the guidance that is given to me. And that's one of the more difficult things, when you do become aware of a lot of things. You have to make decisions. There's choices that have to be made, and the unknown is something that you leave into the hands of the divine, and then you trust their guidance, and you're like, okay, I believe you. And also, like, there's a little bit of a void there too. And I know from history that the more I trust the divine, the more I'm showed. And so, like, in these moments and with the recent actions I've taken, I know that the divine has got me, and that there's a reason for all of it. I know I'm speaking in a lot of vague terms, but I just tried to go lay down and take a nap, and my mind is just racing. It's thinking about peace and how a lot of people don't know what peace really feels like. And so to be able to protect their peace at all costs isn't weighed as heavily as it is to me. And I can do this, and I have an energy budget because I've lived in so many environments that weren't peaceful. And so I know what it does to the energy body, to the life force. And I've seen so many situations pan out to where I know that, like, there's nothing that you can do to create peace and harmony in an environment where all the individuals aren't on board. It's impossible. Like, so many situations are flashing before my eyes where I was always the one trying to be the peacemaker, I was always giving and doing and being. And at the end of the day, I was always exhausted. And so when I see this play out with other people, just like, no. And, I was brave and I vocalized it. And at the same time, I see what it's doing to my energy. And I feel what the repeat is going to be. And so I learned, it's wisdom to look at your past and say, I choose something different. This was literally the mantra in my mind. As things were playing out, I was like, no, I choose something different. I choose something different. I remember walking away and I was just like, I do not choose this. I choose peace. And I didn't know what I was going to do at that point. I just remember stepping away from everybody and just, like, in my head over and over again, affirming, like, no, this isn't it. Like, this is not it. I want peace. I want peace. And then it popped into my mind, the divine told me what I need to do. And so I went to talk to the person about it, and I realized that I still needed to do what I needed to do, whether or not they could understand where I was coming from. And that's only because I've been through it before. Because I could see what it was doing to them. I could see what it was already starting to do to me, and I did not want to repeat the pattern. That is a pattern of suffering. And so to protect your peace at all costs, yeah, there is like a heavy burden lifted off of me, and I feel safe, you know? And safe not in the sense of like physical unsafety or anything. I know there's some people who might be on different streams of consciousness who might think like, oh, safe, and think of like not physically safe. Safe could just mean energetically, you know. And because I have two boys, there is a particular way that I choose to show up, that I want to show up, how I want to show up. And I know what type of lifestyle I need, and what type of environments, and what type of people to keep around me, what type of energies, and downright to the routines and the foods that I eat that will help me show up as my best self, because I want to do that for my children. You know, I want to show up as my best self for my children, because I want them to know like this is a baseline, and then whatever else is all you, you know. And so I made that decision. And earlier today, a song popped into my head, right? It was speaking about like the guidance, right? Hey, it's okay, they told me to go. They said, girl, pack up, protect your own. Get on the road, we'll make sure you get home. And I stopped it there. I didn't allow any more transmission to come through, because there's a lot that's still being processed, and the story's not done being told, you know. So with that song going on a loop in my head, it's very much just showing like I'm feeling some sort of way, and my guides, they're not only telling me like, yeah, this is what you should do, they're also showing me so many signs and letting me know like this is what you're supposed to be doing right now, like trust us. And when you're in the moment of doing something uncomfortable, because not all of me wanted to leave, you know, like there was another part of me that just like really wanted to be there, and then there was the heavier part that was just like peace. You need peace and ease and rest right now, and you can't have that here. And then, you know, like feeling it so strongly in my body, and just knowing like I have to take action now. And that sense of urgency, no one else is going to feel if they're not in my body, if they're not receiving the same insights as me, if they're not pulling from the same past experiences and knowing what's happening, what's to come, and how my body personally reacts in those situations, and how it causes me to show up. And so I chose the thing is to unapologetically love myself. And I touched on this in the video that I posted a couple days ago, the one that was like completely black, and I was in the car speaking, where I was talking about how like I was getting all of these signs that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and it still didn't feel completely good. But you know, now we're home, and we have been, and I've been keeping busy. I tune in with my community and connect with people who can understand and relate. And I don't need the reassurance, but the reassurance is nice, you know. For the first time ever, when I was driving back, the sign for the city, when I saw it, I felt like I was home. And that is a big deal for me because I've never felt home, like anywhere. And that's why it was so easy for me to travel these places, because I didn't really feel that rooting. And I would feel the density of this city, right? I promptly feel that. And I was always just like, this is temporary. And now I'm getting more and more roots here. And yes, I love to travel, and I'm still going to be traveling and doing all of my offerings. That's very much a part of my Dharma. But as home base, like, this is it. And so it was really shocking for me to even feel that, because I felt like, well, this is another one of those things that I wouldn't have felt if I didn't come back. Like, I knew that I was going back to a place where there could be peace and ease and connection, and just, I don't know, it's a really beautiful thing to feel home somewhere. Like, I'm not even gonna be in this house for too much longer, right? You know, I have a few more months here, but, and then, you know, and then I'll figure out the next step. But like, it was a really big deal for me. And there's something that happens with evolution, right? As we consciously choose to evolve and not make the same mistakes over and over again. Like, when we recognize what's happening and we choose to do something different, and then we trust in the outcome of that, something beautiful happens, where you start to, yes, you're evolving, but you're also coming back to yourself in the strongest way. Like, I feel more and more my authentic self as I speak up for my needs and unapologetically. And there's something else. And I lost it. I just now lost what I was gonna say. It's probably not the time to say it just yet. Oh, I remember what it is. What I was choosing, what I am choosing, is to no longer accept breadcrumbs. You know, I've done it in the past with past partners, where I would accept the breadcrumbs of affection, of attention that I could get. I would just like take anything and keep giving, and you know, it wasn't sustainable. And then I would measure the length of the energy that I had given, and whether it was like a romantic relationship or a partnership or a project or whatever, I would equate the length of energy and time that I had put into it as like the health of it and the promise of what the reward was. And then I realized one day, whoa, reciprocity. Reciprocity is a thing, because there must be balance in all, or the life force continues to drain. And I was seeing this. Oh, I was seeing this. And I chose to be that mirror and speak up on it. And I know when I do this, it's like, I'm a walking trigger. It's the thing I do with the way I be. I'm a walking trigger. That's my warning if you're gonna be around me. Because I'm gonna trigger you to grow, and I'm gonna affirm things that you already know to be true, but now there's a reflection there that's gonna say it too. And to me, that's like the highest form of love. The highest form of love is to be completely honest and vocalize things, and so people can see it and can make the choice. And it's also like uncomfortable because like it means change is necessary. And it's not like I want the change just for me. I want the change for people. Like my Venus is in Gemini. I love everyone. I love everyone. I love all the people that have hurt me because I see why. I understand why so much. That's also like the Libra moon, right? I see all of that try to balance and compensate with me and blah, 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 blah. But it also means because I see like I would want somebody to do that for me, you know, to be honest with me with what they see. So I don't stay stuck. So anyways, I don't accept crumbs. So what I was talking about crumbs is like, I'm no longer accepting crumbs from the divine. Follow me on that one for a moment. The divine is always offering things, always giving, always responding to energy. So when I'm putting in my vortex things like I will accept a certain thing because it's a need and not a want, and you know, the video I just did on that, or I will accept this because it's better than that. Now I'm just like, no, divine, I am sure what I want, and I will take the necessary action to align myself with that so that you can hear me loud and clear, so that there is no confusion on what it is that I'm calling in, or what it is on how I choose to be, and the beings, how they show up around me. You know, we all are human, we all have our flaws, we all have things that we're working through, but I choose to be approached with respect, and not just respect. There's a level of reverence. I'll go ahead and say that. And it's not because I have some high ego or anything. It's because for me, when you truly see me, you will see that I have a lot to offer. And I will share it with you. I absolutely will share it with you. But there must be gratitude. I give so much to people who aren't able to feel gratitude. And that's okay, as long as they use it, as long as they're changing their being. Because what am I here to do? I'm here to elevate frequency. So you don't need to stroke my ego. No. But do understand that, like, I'm not here to play a game. I'm not here just to sit on the other side of the couch and listen to petty squabbles or hear all these issues with and just gossip about it. Like, I'm going to give you solution. I'm going to give you tools. And it's not just something that I'm handing out, just be like, oh, I know this thing and blah, blah, blah. It's because I'm gifting you something and I want you to have it. Just a moment. Sweetie. Sweetie. Hi. You awake? I'm in meditation. Okay? I'm in the meditation room when you're ready. It's right here. So, you know, the more that we go about our life, we learn lessons, we learn tools, You gonna sit down on Mama's lap? You're hungry. Okay. So, I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Okay? Marion just woke up, so we're gonna eat something. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you're using these tools. I really do. You know, I'm living my life and going through all these things, and I'm not just doing it for myself.